Some 89 days to the December elections. Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday News on 3FM. My name is Beatrice Adu. The news is also live on Kesmi 107.1 FM and across the world at 3news.com. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Electoral Commission to begin vetting of nomination forms to determine if aspirants meet the requirement of law. We have details for you as presidential candidates file their nomination papers today. Also coming up, a big day for the governing NPP in Wale Wale as relative of Vice President faces off with his aide to determine who leads the party in what has gradually become a stronghold. Much later on the program, religious leaders join groups piling pressure on government to get fight against illegal mining back on track. Thank you very much for joining us. And we start off from the Election Command Center because it's a big day on the political front as political parties and candidates will have their flag bearers officially file their nominations for the December 7 polls. Already, the governing New Patriotic Party's Dr. Mahmoud Baumia has filed his nomination expressing confidence in sailing through the stage and emerging victorious in the polls. The NDC's John Mahama is also expected to file his nomination much later today. The EC is expected to close nominations on Friday, September 13. And we're joined now by Noble Cosby Annan, who is at the headquarters of the Electoral Commission. Cosby, if you can hear us, first, which individuals have so far picked their forms beyond the Vice President?
Hi, Beatrice. Thanks for having me. So at the moment, as I speak with you, an independent candidate, George Chumberima, has just submitted his forms to contest to be president of the country. But beyond him, we've seen the LPG submit their forms. We've also seen Ghana Union Movement, GUM. Also, they have been here to submit their forms. An independent candidate, Nana Kwame Bediako, has also been here. Before George Chumberima was Samuel Apia Dankwa, also an independent candidate. He has been here to submit his forms. Now, those who are yet to come, the APC, they're expected to also be here, and they'll be here any moment from now. The NDC is also expected to submit their forms at 2 p.m. Later today. These are the groups that are expected today, Beatrice.
All right, let's now hear what the candidates have been saying. First, we hear from the leader of the new force, Nana Kwame Bediako.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the team, thank you very much. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to this nation, country, Ghana, first of all. And secondly, we would like to thank the EC for all the works that they have put up in the past decades of this country. I want to say that democracy works in this country, and we appreciate that very much. That for us to have the right to be a part of our national governance gives us hope for this future can be built not by foreigners but by citizens of this country. And that alone gives me hope to be a Ghanaian. I'm proud to be one. I would also like to use this opportunity to thank you, Jane Mensah. This job is not just for a woman, but you have proven yourself that you're a woman with strength to lead a nation. For us to go through this moment, this election is a tough one. It's a lot of tension, and I pray that God gives you the strength, the willpower, and the great knowledge and wisdom to be able to help your country to go through this moment. And let there be peace, let there be love, let there be understanding, and let us build our country together. Thank you.
You heard that the leader of the new force, Nana Kwame Bediako, also known as Cheddar. We can hear the representative of the LPG, actually, the flag bearer himself, Kofi Akpalu, who was also there earlier to file his nomination.
So You submitted your polls today. Your levels of confidence, if you like.
Oh, in terms of winning the elections? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm winning the elections. Nothing will stop that. Yeah, forget about the numerical strength of the MPP and the NDC. This election is going to be different. And I'm believing God that it's going to surprise everybody. And it's something that Ghanaians will not understand. Yeah, for years to come. It will take them years for them to understand what has actually happened. Because I'm going to win this election. I'll win it hands down.
The MPP and the NDC, they have a lot of voters behind them. Beyond the voters, what other strategies do you have to win?
I have a lot of voters, more than you can see. You know, we have more voters than them. They are just displaying people, moving one set of people from here to the other. They are just recycling them. That's why you think they have numbers. No. Let's wait to the election day and let's see what comes out.
From here, what next for you?
We are going on a campaign. So make sure we move straight to campaign grounds and do the work and do it well.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
And you have Kofi Akpalu. He is the flag bearer of the LPG, speaking earlier after filing his nomination at the Electoral Commission headquarters. Let's now speak to Daniel Opoku, who has been at the headquarters of the governing New Patriotic Party, where the Vice President some minutes ago addressed party supporters. Daniel, what can you tell us from there?
Right, good afternoon to you, Beatrice.
Good afternoon. We can hear you. Please go ahead.
Right, so Dr. Mohamed Bawumia just finished speaking with the electors at the party headquarters, where he re-echoed his digital initiative, which he facilitated when he is the vice president. He believes that the party should be able to vote for him, and he's confident that all odds indicate that he's going to win. And he even made the analogy of a driver and a mate, where the party have been able to weather the storm, to run the country and elevated the country, despite the fact that there are some difficulties. So based on that, he asked electorate and the party people to go out and campaign for him to win the upcoming elections. And most importantly, was the fact that when he mentioned the digital initiative, he also mentioned the free SHS policy and the free TVET, which he believes that when he wins power is something that he's going to continue. Other party bigwigs who supported him at the party headquarters, for instance, the majority leader, Afenyo Markin, also emphasized on the point that Dr. Mohamed Bawumia, being a Muslim, all Christians should go out and vote for him, and the Muslim community should also go out and vote for him. So he called for inter-party voting for Dr. Mohamed Bawumia for him to win the elections come December 7th.
We'll come back to what he said at the headquarters, but Daniel, just take us a little back to the Electoral Commission when he addressed the EC officials after filing his nomination briefly. Then we can hear from him and we'll come back to what he said at the headquarters.
Right, so this morning he was given 9, so he got to the Electoral Commission a few minutes to 9, together with other party dignitaries who accompanied the Electoral Commission this morning. The EC boss, Madam Jen Mensah, walked in exactly 9:30. The process began, and he was together with the General Secretary who led the party, presented their nomination forms, having gone around the country, gotten all the signatories for them to sign. So he submitted the thing to Madam Jen Mensah, and Jen Mensah emphasized that they are going to vet the whole process, and when there are errors, they'll get back to the committee to have a second look at it. They have a five-day period for them to consider that. And hopefully, by the close of this week, Dr. Mohamed Bawumia and his team should receive some responses from the Electoral Commission. Right after that was when he moved to the party head office.
Daniel, let's hear the flag bearer of the MPP, Dr. Mohamed Bawumia, at the Electoral Commission earlier.
I see my team supported by my wife, Samira, and my running mate in this past, the chairman of this party, chief of staff, my manager, the leader of the parliament, of course, my...
So we heard the Vice President, Daniel, just very briefly. I know that when he addressed party supporters, he talked about this election being about ideas and not violence. Can you tell us more about it, very briefly?
Right. So what Dr. Mohamed Bawumia said was that at the latter part of last year, he realized that the NDC got a lot of confidence that they were going to win this year's elections. But getting to from August now, he was saying that the NDC has changed its narrative, and now they look very angry in terms of their campaign. But he is going to contest with the NDC, and they are going to contest with ideas no violence. He believes that he has a lot of ideas that he will roll out when he wins the presidency. And he accused or criticized criticized Mahama of being empty, not having enough ideas to be able to come forward and contest with him, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. So based on that, he said he's going to champion a lot of ideas when he wins power.
Thank you very much, Daniel Opoku. He's covering the Vice President and flag bearer of the governing New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. We'll be crossing over to Wale Wale, where the NPP is having another important election there. But let's hear the Electoral Commission Board, Jean Mensah, when the parties filed their nomination earlier today.
We have no doubt, ladies and gentlemen, that the process will be transparent, fair, and peaceful. Additionally, we are confident that the 5-day period provided for the filing process, as opposed to the 2-day quick process prior to 2020, will allow enough time for presidential candidates to correct errors identified in their forms. We are confident that this will eliminate the tensions and rancor that characterized the filing process prior to the 2020 election. Once again, I warmly welcome all of you to the Electoral Commission this morning, and thank you, Mr. Vice President, for coming in person to submit your nomination forms. As a returning officer for the 2024 general election, I will now receive your forms. Your forms will be subjected to vetting and scrutiny by our teams. I assure you that our teams will go to work immediately on your forms and will contact you within the shortest possible time to inform you of the decision arrived at.
And you heard the Electoral Commission Board, Jean Mensah, speaking to the Vice President, of course, representatives who were there after the filing of nominations. And we stay on politics. This time around, we head to the Wale Wale constituency because it's a straight fight between a relative of the Vice President and an aide to the Vice President to decide who will be the party's parliamentary candidate. This has become necessary as a result of a High Court ordering a rerun of the January primary. One of the aspirants, Dr. Tia Kabiru Mahama, has been speaking to our Northern Bureau Chief Evans Inkum. We'll be hearing from him very shortly, but Evans is there covering this event for us. He joins us live. Evans, just bring us up to speed as regards what has happened so far.
Well, Beatrice, so voting is still ongoing. I can tell you that a good number of people have casted or have cast their votes. We still do not have the accreditation, so we are unable to give you specifics as to how outside, but I can still see a team of delegates who are getting ready to go through the exercise. So earlier, I engaged Dr. Kabiru, who has raised or who has been raising some concerns as far as this whole exercise is concerned. One has to do with certain decisions that he wasn't aligned, but later there were some meetings, so his calm has been very, very calm as far as early agitations and some concerns raised are concerned. But I can also tell you that he asked me about a question as to whether, as aide to the Vice President flag bearer of the MPP, at any point in time he informed the Vice President of the decision to run as a parliamentary candidate on the ticket of the NPP, because the Vice President yesterday said he was never around. Let's listen to Dr. Kabiru.
Yeah, actually, I was not informed about this change of venue. My expectation was that we'll have this particular election at the AstroTurf. The previous venue was changed from the Wale Wale Secondary Technical to the AstroTurf. Then, only for this morning, my agents went to the AstroTurf, and there was no sign of a linear electoral process being undertaken there. So, last minute, we were informed that the venue has been changed to this particular Pentecostal church. I think that to start with, that is not good enough, that a candidate to a contest, there will be that sudden change of venue, and that will not be communicated to us. I found that to be most unfortunate, and it doesn't speak well of the organization. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. I want to believe that the reasons, if there are any, for the change of the venue, anything to go by. I want to give them the benefit of that they are genuine, they are cogent, they are very valid reasons.
So you mean no reason was assigned to the change?
I've just been told about the change of venue. Who is there to even tell me the reason why?
No reason as to why the venue was changed.
No official communication has been sent to me about this change of venue.
And who told you?
My agent was at the venue. He called me to tell me that, look, we went there, we were told that it's been changed. That is now at the church. I tried to get in touch with the chairperson of this election committee to no avail. The person, he's not been able to answer my call yet. I tried to get in touch with another member, and they also said that, look, we've just been informed. So, but whatever it is, I want to still give this process the benefit of the doubt. I want to believe that the police will do the good job to ensure that the elections is run free and fair. And it's started on a very unfortunate note. Time is of essence. We are due for the start of this particular election voting, but you can see that nothing is happening. So these are some of the early symptoms of an organization that, if care is not taken, may lead us into a problem. But I'm just praying and hoping that the process will be smooth.
Hoping that the process will be smooth. You heard that Dr. Tia Kabiru Mahama. He is one of the contenders in the Wale Wale primary rerun. And we still have William Evans Income on the line with us. William, very briefly, what about the incumbent MP? What has she been saying? And if you can also tell us about the security situation on the ground as we speak.
Well, so Hadia Lariba, we've made several attempts to engage her, but she, consistently tells us that she wants to wait until the process is completed before she will engage the media. Not too long ago, she also went through the voting process. She's done. Kabiru too has voted, and we are still here having a situation here. There have been some sort of clashes here, but the police and the military have been very swift in dousing any further escalation. So once in a while you see these things happening, but anytime it happens, you also get in swiftly.
Thank you very much, William Evans Inkum. He's our chief, Northern Bureau chief, covering this Wale Wale NPP parliamentary primary for us. Let's remain on the campaign trail. And the flag bearer of the NDC has affirmed that any attempt to subdue the will of Ghanaians will not be forgiven. Wrapping up his first day of campaigning in the Bunu region, the former president also demanded an audit of the voters' register. Listen.
A voters' register by Yaka say we register na enoma bebre ato sin wom enti e wose ye ade abrofo frɛ no audit of the register Yaka kan obi anfi na register so e de to aba if he says sa da no duru ho ni ahwɛ register yie na nipa bebre ekɔ police station okɔ ani din ni ha yɛse kɔ ha kɔhwɛ sɛ odin wɔ hɔ a okwa ni din ni ha ede na beba edi basa yo beba enti ne ka se ye share register ni yie na ye na ye ngintu se register no afi de eye nwoma ye betimi dia ye ejuma na ye mpese ni si 2020 no be sibio ye nyina omo yi omo se abato krata no omon printing and they say amanyoko bia ye nipa nkotena ho and ye yi nipa baby I print about to krata ni bia na ye agents e wo ho ye print ye and ye kan ni nyina ye say we na kochira we na ko dumase we na ko sunyane we na ko tamale we na ko bedu and ye sansa ase ya dispatch about to krata yi na I just say I print here.
And you had the flag bearer of the opposition NDC, John Mahama, speaking in Tree. In summary, he says there must be an audit of the voters' register, and then went on to say that because that is the only document that will be needed at the polling stations where people would have to check their names before they are able to vote. Went on to add that the NDC does not want what happened in 2020 to repeat itself. Now, still in that place where he's touring, the president of the Bono Regional House of Chiefs, and Doma Hene, has also added his voice for the Electoral Commission to act with urgency to the concerns about illegal transfer of voters. Now, Osajefo Osiadeyo Ajimambedu is also putting his chieftaincy on the line to deal with legal redress against any person who perpetrates violence against innocent citizens during the elections, and we'll bring you more of what he said in our subsequent bulletins. It's some 22 minutes past the hour of 12 here on the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. This is still your Election Command Center, and this afternoon the People's National Convention is swearing in its flag bearer Bernard Mona as national executives-elect. Bernard and the other national executives were elected at a dramatic congress on Saturday. However, the 2020 presidential candidate of the party, David Apasara, is highly discontented with the outcome of the result and promised to contest the results in court. Let's hear him shortly, and then we'll connect to our reporter on the ground.
It is a very sad thing that we will have this nature. At our level, the EC will do what they have done. Ladies and gentlemen, this conduct by the EC to breach its own rules and proceed to conduct and supervise the election for our party on the face of an injunction summons has now put our party in a contemptuous situation. It has also created further division in our party. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose and outcome of the said elections cannot be said to be free and fair, and cannot be regarded as constitutional and democratic. I therefore reject the outcome of the elections.
You heard David Apasera. He is the 2020 presidential candidate of the People's National Convention. As you heard him there, he's unhappy that he couldn't win this time around. 24 minutes past the hour 12. This is the Midday News on 3FM and 92.7. When we come back, we'll tell you what some leading pastors, including Bishop Charles Ajanasare, have been saying about the need for the government to deal with illegal mining in the country. Don't go away.
Everyone is running to Bills. Enjoy the peace of mind that comes with acquiring any of our loan facilities. For whoever you are and whatever you're doing, Bills has a product for you. No susu, no deposits. All you need is your Ghana card. Call 0302-200-390 or 0596-928-33 today and live a bill-free life. Bills Microcredit is licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Bills, financing your needs. Terms and conditions apply.
3FM 92.7, Urban Lifestyle Radio Station.
Yes, so here on the Midday News on 3FM 92.7. Let's bring you some other issues, and the government is increasingly coming under pressure on several fronts to take action against illegal mining, the menace. Now, over the past week, there have been renewed calls for a decisive action against Galamsey in the national interest, with labor unions in the health sector particularly sounding the alarm bells about the health hazards and the need to end the illicit activity. Well, this weekend, some pastors used their pulpit to demand action from the government and citizens to end the menace which has destroyed lands and water bodies. Here is head pastor of the Perez Dome, Bishop Charles Ajanasare, tasking the government to take action now.
In fact, the consequences of Galamsey are so dire. It leads to environmental degradation of the water bodies, poses significant risks to public health. Some, their heads are like goats. Some, their heads are like monkeys. Can't all shut up. Tell somebody we can't all shut up. Galamsey areas are having developmental issues. They can't even grow again. Some of them can't grow again. And some babies, when they are born, they don't even survive anymore.
So you heard Bishop Charles Arjanasare there of the Perez Dome. On his part, the head pastor of Alabaster International Ministries, Prophet Kofi Adu, used his Sunday sermon to chastise leaders in Ghana for allowing Galamsey to thrive in the country.
Look at the way we have destroyed this nation with Galamsey. Show me a picture. Show me pictures of Galamsey. This is irresponsibility. This is irresponsibility. This is irresponsibility. You are here saying, God bless our homeland Ghana. Do you think if I am a Galamseya, I will be standing here this morning? Me too, Galamseya. Do you think the people doing this nonsense have people who are in authority powering them? One pump action gun is 40,000 Ghana cedis. So who buys pump action guns and give to these people who are able to face the police and the soldiers? They can face them because they have been empowered by people in authority. They have eaten their cake and they are still looking for it. Wicked leaders will be judged. Now Ghana Medical Association is telling the Republic of Ghana that stop every act, whether it's Galamsey or small scale mine, whatever, stop it immediately. Because now we are having children with 2 heads, children with only 3 fingers. If it comes more, 17 fingers. We are having birth deformations from the chemicals of this menace. And we have a president of this country. We have a cabinet of this country. We have a parliament of this country who looks on irresponsibly. You know, at least we have a chief in this country who is trying.
And we have the head pastor of Alabaster International Ministries, Prophet Kofi Adu. Let's hear the Attorney General, Godfrey Yeboah-Dame, who's been speaking at the law conference, saying that over 100 Galamsey-related cases are being pursued.
From August 2021 to date, at least 76 persons, including 18 foreigners, have been convicted. They include the acclaimed Chinese Galamsey Queen, Aisha Huan, who was convicted on 4th December 2023 of offenses committed between 2014 and 2016 in the era of the previous government. Most of the convicts were sentenced under the new law, Act 995, to a minimum of 15 years plus a hefty fine for a non-Ghanaian. Currently, over 140 cases of illegal mining involving over 850 accused persons are being prosecuted in courts in the Western, Eastern, Ashanti, Greater and Upper East regions of Ghana.
And we'll bring you more of what the Attorney General said later with some analysis. Meanwhile, with the pressure becoming intense, the government says it will be convening a national security meeting with all 16 regional ministers for a briefing on the situation this week. We'll bring you more on that. Later today, the Black Stars will have an opportunity to get back to winning ways later at 4 p.m. as they face Niger at the Stade Municipal de Berkane in Morocco. Otoado's side lost 1-0 in their AFCON 2025 qualifiers opener against Angola on Thursday, whilst Niger also lost 1-0 to a Sudan side led by former Black Stars player James Kwesi Appiah. And that's it for the news here on 3FM. My name is Beatrice Adu. Thank you very much for joining us today. Log on to 3news.com for more news. Have a good afternoon.